Morning, guys. Thanks for joining in. Today we're going to be looking at Fauci a little bit. He's been the face of the pandemic. He works really hard to dispel, some certain rumors around COVID, which is definitely, rightfully in his job scope. But it looks like some of the information that he provides to dispel contradicts some Homeland Security information we may have. So we're going to watch a 1 minute clip. This is the only full video I could find was on Facebook. We'll watch 1 minute video clip. This is him talking about hypotheticals of if the flu could have came from, or coronavirus could have came from a lab or a bat. So we'll see what he has to say, and then we'll look into some Homeland Security information that is really interesting given what he says.
First of all, if you accept the premise, which is very strongly supported by scientific evidence, that it was not deliberately mutated and deliberately changed, and you say if it was in the wild and evolving, the likelihood it jumped species naturally, someone will say, well, maybe somebody took it from the wild, put it in the lab, and then it escaped from the lab. But that means it was in the wild to begin with. So that's why I don't get what they're talking about. If it isn't manipulated in the lab, and you're trying to say it escaped from the lab, then how did it get in the lab? It got in the lab because somebody isolated it from the environment. So that's the reason why I don't spend a lot of time going in that circular argument.
So he doesn't spend a lot of time going in the circular argument of what the origins of COVID are. Meanwhile, he is at ground zero for bats, Wuhan, lab, and we can see that. So we'll go to the Homeland Security website, the digital library. We'll look at why U.S. outsourced bat virus research to Wuhan. We'll click on that, and we'll get this PDF. And we don't have to go too far to see that it says a U.S. National Institute of Health funded $3.7 million project was approved by Trump's COVID-19 advisor, Dr. Fauci, in 2015, after the Obama White House imposed a ban on the monster germ research. So it's just interesting that he works really hard to convolute and make the whole lab situation as unclear as possible, when he was one of the guys that was directly funding research at that particular lab. And it looks like the exact research we're talking about. So anyway, wanted to connect those two pieces of information together for you guys to draw your own conclusions. I want to try to get back to those roots in these videos. Thank you guys for joining. Take care.